So, welcome to this episode of the Menswear Mindset Podcast. I am Lewis from Primo Tailoring, accompanied with the co-host here, Austin Robertson from the Man Shop in Gentleman's Avenue. In this episode, we're going to talk all things the Chicago Collective, buying, seasonal purchases, what our mindset is going into it, how we kind of try and curate and build out our product lines for the upcoming season. So stay tuned. We've got some fun stories. We've got some little back and forth and some deep cuts you're not going to want to miss. How was your day, Austin?
Actually, really good. We had a busy Saturday for July that's quite abnormal, if you will.
Would you say July is your slowest month of the year?
Yeah, usually early mid-July to about mid to late August is our slowest period. Okay. So it's what we call in the industry the dog days, or at least over here at my shop. So yeah, we are grateful for a good Saturday. We did about 23,000.
Jeez, brother.
Yeah,
that is not a bad Saturday.
It's not. I'm grateful for it. I did 5 fully custom suits. 3-piece suits for a lady, and we've been doing a lot more women's clothing recently, especially like kind of tailored pieces, and that's been a really good addition to our wardrobe, our shop. I don't know why I said wardrobe.
The women's suits have been a great addition to your wardrobe.
Yes, I've got the legs for it, so I absolutely kill it.
Yeah, because they're covered, so I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's beautiful. Yeah, our Julys are usually slower, but this is also the time where I usually take time off. So this will be our first month.
Neither of us can talk right now.
I know it's too late. We shouldn't be doing these things at 9:40.
True.
We need to do these like bright and early, cup of coffee in hand. What was I saying?
You're about to leave for a little bit.
1st July, where we're fully operational for the full month. So we'll see how it is.
Oh, right. I remember you talking about that.
Because usually January and February are our worst months of the year. Julys are always okay, so it's kind of hard to project. I'm hoping to do a pretty good month towards the end of it, but we'll see.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So, as we were considering coming up with conversations and topics, Lewis, what are we talking about today?
Well, you cued me in on this about 5 minutes ago, so I'm going to do my best to lay it out there for the viewers.
No, tell them that we're like massively prepared.
Yes, I have a mastiff prepared for you today. we are.
Just pull out a dog.
I have built this mastiff all day in preparation for this podcast. No, get with it. Claude is going to tell me that we're taking too much time for banter, and we need to get to the point.
My bad. Dial in.
Mr. Claude will be very mad at you.
We do not want to make Mr. Claude very mad.
Why is he like a German dictator?
Claude just sounds
Don't make
very
Claude
German.
angry.
Don't make Claude angry now.
A lot of places we go with that.
True.
Market. Coming up
Market.
August 1st through the 4th this year. We want to talk about our approach to it, how we're coming to it as shop owners as well as enthusiasts. I think one of the things that are very common to anybody who's made it to any of the shows, so Vegas, Chicago, Dallas, Atlanta, New York, maybe not so much in New York, but probably in New York, is there's a very different group of people. There's the people that go there for business that have no fashion sense, and then there's people that go there for business that have great measures of fashion sense.
True.
I like to think we're the latter, although the comment section of my last Instagram post would probably beg to differ.
Well, you walked right into that.
So just to start off, for people who are listening who probably are similar to us, they actually enjoy the industry to some extent. It's not just my dad ran it or what have you. We're not coming from this from a pure spreadsheet. This is what did well. This is what we sold the best ratios of. We're coming at it with a little bit of pizzazz. We're trying to understand the zeitgeist of our industry right now before we go into it. So since this was your idea, I'll have you kind of lead it off.
So I just want to make sure I'm understanding properly. We're talking
Dude, this
about
is your topic.
Well, yeah. I just want to make sure
Did I miss it?
It's through the proper Claude filter.
Okay.
So I don't know about any of you guys who are listening, whether you are a buyer, shop owner, or menswear enthusiast who is supporting us, which, by the way, thank you.
Thank you.
When I'm going into market, number one, I'm always excited to see all of the new things, which, by the way, I've got to say, this AI tracking that's going on right now is just like randomly zooming in and just like warping like your background.
We gotta keep the cuts lively, or people are gonna lose interest, Austin.
Yeah, to a podcast that people are listening to.
Yeah. Well, YouTube. Don't
Well, oh yeah, that is true.
YouTube patrons.
Which
I don't know
we
how to
appreciate
turn it
that.
off. I don't know how to turn it off.
We're gonna roll with it.
Okay.
So whenever I'm going into market, I start the week before the Chicago Collective at the Dallas Men's Show. And that's usually where I have the majority of my appointments. Because Chicago, for those of you who don't know, it's at the Mart in downtown Chicago. And that is the show to be at. No flack against anybody at the Dallas World Trade Center. They put on a good show. It just doesn't compare to the Collective. They've gotten they've gotten a lot better in the last couple of years. But Chicago is the one to be at. It's on the 7th floor. There are...
And 4th
floor. Yes, they expanded into the 4th floor. Aren't there like 500-600 vendors?
There's a ton of people. What do you think makes it stand out from all the other shows?
Well, you get a wide variety of different looks. The ITA is there. The ITA, which is the Italian Trade Association, came to Dallas for a few years, and they've stopped coming. But they put a focus on Italian vendors. And, I mean, of course, Italy by itself, I heard this the other day, Italy by itself is a brand, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but a lot of times we view things through the Italian goggles. And the Italian goggles are, as soon as we see the Italian flag or made in Italy, we always assume it's going to be quality. We always assume it's going to be much better just because it's made in Italy. Now, there are some fantastic ateliers. There are some famous brands that are Italian made. Absolutely. But there are people in the industry who are making their garments offshore. They're making it in a third world country, and it's not made well. And how the laws around, what's considered made in a specific country, if it's, quantified as making in that country, I think the rules are like the last massive change that takes on the garment is what is considered it to be made in. So there are plenty of places that are just getting garments in from China, from Turkey, from Thailand, and they're not made well, but they slap a made in Italy garment or a made in Italy garment tag on the inside, and it's not made well. So I know that's a little bit of a soapbox. It's something to be aware of. Now, that is no shade against the Italians. I've never met any culture of people that is as passionate about their country, lifestyle, fashion, food, whatever it is, as the Italians. What? Why'd you laugh?
I don't know if I should say it. Let's keep moving on.
Say it. You should do it. The people want to know.
Obviously, you haven't met a Somali.
No, because it's what? Rice and bananas and rice. Bananas and rice. We just canceled ourselves, dude.
We just can't. All right, we'll record this on Monday.
Yeah. No, anyways. But so the ITA will be there, and there are some brands that you wouldn't be able to see at any other show outside of the Collective because the ITA is there. So that's really special. And
so you're kind of saying the ITA kind of does a little bit of the vetting for you on these Italian brands that you may find other places?
Say so. Okay. Well, them and the Collective as well, because the Collective has such a long backlog for brands wanting to get into the shop or into the show, because if they are not... If they're unable to get, into the show, then you're not going to get a lot of eyes on them. And what's cool is I think there's become a lot more influencers who will get press passes to get in to talk about the industry, which I think is a good thing. I'm not mad about it. I think the Collective is kind of becoming the American Pity in a different way. It's a completely different dynamic, but that's the closest thing that I can kind of attribute to that. But when I'm going to the Collective, I'm getting the majority of my appointments done in Dallas. And then I'll either see those brands again in Chicago. Now it's a madhouse. I mean, it's wonderful. It's high energy, and you'll get to see a lot of new brands. But I'll kind of fine tune if I have little pockets of time, like, hey, we talked about this. Maybe there's something else. Maybe you didn't have all the samples in Dallas, so I can see them in Chicago, which is pretty cool. But in Chicago, I'm a little lighter, which is good because I can kind of walk around, see what's going on, talk to different buyers, shop owners. Hey, what are you excited about? What do you like? What do you not like? The biggest thing that we're trying to work on right now is we're really heavy in sportswear. I mentioned it in our last podcast, but it's sportswear and it's more in regards to 5 pockets, to polos, kind of dressier knits, long sleeve and short sleeve. We're just too heavy in it. We've chiseled down a lot recently, especially today. But I'm trying to figure out how do we do sportswear better and sell that, because we sell so much custom clothing and tailored clothing because we love that. Part of it as a salesman is that, it's a high ticket item. So obviously you want to sell that to provide for your family. But it's just more exciting because we're clothing nerds. We really love tailored clothing. So I'm trying to find like elevated sportswear, getting into soft coats and more into like chinos. One of the brands I'm looking at and I really want to bring in is Pin Built. And, classic chino. It's going to go great with our Made in America pieces. And maybe just dressier knits. And one thing we're noticing is a lot of our clients are getting away from the heavy performance-based fabrics in their garments, which is good. So we're getting away from the polyester, the nylons, and we're going back to, specifically for the summer, the seersuckers, cottons, merino wools, tropical weight, different things like that. But that's things that we're hearing directly from our clients, not necessarily just because we're presenting it to them. So I don't know exactly what my blueprint or game plan is with this, but I'm trying to fine tune our sportswear section.
Yeah. I like the sportswear approach. Not my favorite angle. Don't know if I'd bring it into the shop.
Well, let's be honest. It's not really a sexy class.
No, I mean it is right now for the spreadsheet guys, the guys that go to the show that don't enjoy clothing as much. They're sportswear obsessed because that's what everybody's selling.
Yep.
It is the hot ticket right now. I think we're the outliers in selling primarily tailored wear. But I think that has a lot to do with us building our brands and what have you. But I, too, I think that the Chicago show is probably one of the greatest shows in America for clothing procurement, if you will. I will admit I've only been to 3 total. I've been to Vegas, been to Dallas, and I've been to Chicago. And I like Dallas, but yeah, there's like a whole culture around Chicago. Good.
Yep. Sorry, I was turning my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Well, I just want to make, because it like twisted you, so I want to make sure that we can
bad.
edit that out and put it back. No, you're fine. I was just giving it a pause. I think there's a whole culture around. Actually, real quick. That way I'll know where to cut it. There's a whole culture around the Chicago Collective, which I really like. They do events. They kind of do networking things. They have, although I don't ever go to their opening day party, they at least do it, which is kind of nice. Free coffee throughout. So it's like a whole experience. So if you're just kind of looking for like a industry vacation, although you're going to like, if you're actually there to work, it's going to be some of the like most strenuous couple of days.
For sure.
It's kind of like a nice way to hang out with other people in the industry, network with vendors, network with other businesses, which I really appreciate it. And actually, one of the things that I'll go out on a line and be a little bit more critical about with the Chicago Collective is I'm not the biggest fan of the Italian community, as we call it, that comes. Not that I don't like that there's Italian goods there. I think there are some amazing brands that show up, and a lot of guys I know that eat that stuff up. But I think there's so many of them that are the same thing that it's like, why do we have 4 accessory brands that look like they could interchange their inventory between booths and you wouldn't tell whose is whose? Like, why are we taking up spots for people that may be American-based brands or U.S.-based brands that could come here and start showing more that we're guaranteeing to the Italian trade agency because, like, we have to hit spots for it? I would
Yeah.
like to see that area shrink a little bit because I think there's a ton of redundancy. But I don't run the show over there, so my opinion means nothing. But since I have a podcast, and by nature of that, everybody cares about my opinion, I'm going to
course.
share it. But yeah, in terms of me going into the show, it's been really hard these last couple of years, these last couple of shows, really, just because I'm working on the other side of the table now.
Yeah.
There's just no time to go look at things. Like, all of
Yeah.
my appointments are either 30 minutes before the show opens or the last 20 minutes before they throw everybody out of the show. So I'm
Yeah.
probably going to do a lot of the same as what I did last year, which is I'm going to hit the brands that I go to most regularly. And the ones that I don't need to go see, I'm not going to go see, and we'll try and do something virtually. And also a big push for our year, actually this fall, I want to start working on now, is doing more in-house production stuff. So more private label, more we design it, we put it out there, our stamp of approval. Our one-piece collar button-down have been doing phenomenal recently. We sent out I think we ended up selling about 20 of them, and so far all of the feedback, so many different body types, so many different ages, fits perfect, love it, it's great, collar's amazing. So I think we're going to go super heavy into those into the fall, get some different colors, get some different weights, and really kind of see if we can push that kind of as like a primo branded thing. And then in the next couple of years, if we can work it, kind of bring 50% of our inventory in house would be the goal. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think what's really cool about any of the shows, whether it's the Collective, Dallas Men's show, I haven't gone to Charlotte. I've heard that's more kind of sportswear, outdoorsy type of stuff. I think it would be interesting to check out. New York, I definitely want to check out at one point, but it's not necessarily at one location. You're kind of going all over the city, which is what I've heard.
Is a mess.
Yeah, especially recently, like since COVID, it's gotten so disjointed. But I've heard a lot more things about Magic out in Vegas. So that's kind of a unique show, and so that could be something interesting to check out just to see what it's like. But again, I think it's the very next week after Chicago, and a lot of brands, especially our tailored companies, are like, hey, if you can get orders in like a week or so after, like a week and a half after Chicago, that would be great. So if you're going out to, Vegas, it's almost kind of redundant because you're already like a week and a half past when a lot of people are requesting orders. So that's kind of the tough part of it. But I've heard good things about that. But what is interesting about any of these shows is being a salesman and in sales, and you're selling to the consumer, like, you get to talk to the wholesalers and you become the consumer. You get for the most part, a luxury experience. Now, it's not the exact same as what we give to our clients, but it's what we give, or it's what we're receiving is the people talking about like, hey, what did well for you? What didn't? And I usually go in with a full printout of our season, broken down by vendors, broken down by class, and tell them where they did well, where they didn't do well. And what's unfortunate is there's a lot of reps that you can tell when they're being told to push a class, they will constantly push a specific class, and they're like, oh, this has been selling well for us. Oh my gosh, I sell this color all day long. Well, yeah, dude, this is the first day of the show, and you've had 3 appointments. So yeah, you sold it to 3 other people. So obviously this is kind of a sales technique. So I like to weed those guys out, and with those reps, I don't stay too long because I'm like, I feel like you're just gonna bull crap me the whole time. But with some people who are going, you know what, I've been to your store, I know what area you're at, you don't need this. It's a cool piece. You're not gonna sell it to a lot of people. This is really what you need. Those are the guys that I listen to. If you tell me that there's a product that you sell that you don't like, I instantly trust you.
Yeah. Well, it's like if you understand sales psychology and techniques, you can quickly pick up, when someone's trying to BS you or not.
Exactly. But it's cool being on the other side. I mean, we're literally sitting down in front of tables all day long. But it is interesting to be on the other side, like being sold to. Like it's kind of fun. And you can actually see who are really good salesmen. Like there's this one rep I have. His name is Gary Wasserman. His brand is Left Coast Tee. The majority of his business is T-shirts. I have never met a man more passionate about T-shirts than Gary Wasserman. Now, he does other sportswear stuff, and he works with this factory in India that I do. I've done 2 collaborations with, or I'm working on my second with them. And we were talking about different pieces, and he's like, this thing, look at this collar. You see how that's attached and inserted and how they take that by hand? That's true craftsmanship. Here we go. Craftsmanship. That takes the skill of, they don't even touch a machine for 6 months. I'm just pulling this stuff out of my, out of my butt, but they're like, they don't even touch a machine for like the first 6 months because they have to just understand. And he's going into this whole thing and I'm eating it up and I'm going,
like, give me every color.
This is a T-shirt, Gary. Like, it's not that exciting, but somehow
canvas, stocked white T-shirts.
Yeah. He gets me excited about those different pieces that he sells. But honestly, if I'm going to sell a T-shirt to my client, I'd rather buy it from the guy that selling T-shirts is his life.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with a specialist. And I love the story. And there's some people that talk about, oh, look at this. I can't even think of an example, but they're like, oh my gosh, this is great. The number one thing I hate that reps do is, number one, because I'm young, they'll always say, well, you're probably too young to remember this, but da-da-da-da-da. And they go into this whole diatribe of this lore of this brand from years ago or whatever. And I'm over here going, I'm a student of the game. I probably know a lot more than you give me credit for. So there's that side. And then the other side is, John Smith in Bismarck, North Dakota, he sells this out every single week. He sends me 30 orders on this all the time. Cool. Good for John Smith in Bismarck, North Dakota. My shop is in Arlington, Texas. What do I give a crap about him? It's not the same culture. It's not the same climate.
Feel bad that you're not selling it.
Yeah,
why
exactly.
aren't you buying it? Because John buys it.
Exactly. So
John
to me, like, that's
it.
never made sense. I'm like, dude, I don't know who this guy is, but you're using this as an example to flex that you sell it all the time. That's awesome. I don't know anything about this guy. Now, if you told me about a shop down the road that I've had a good relationship with, or in a slightly different area in a similar store that sells the same brands, okay, now I'm listening a little bit more. But beyond that, I'm not really going to heed any advice that you're saying when it comes to, you're just talking about these other people who are selling a product that doesn't mean anything to me. That goes to show me that you're just trying to sell me a product, and I'm in sales. I know what you're doing.
I've got all these great tips for our appointment in Chicago.
I already know what I want. White pocket squares. Only white pocket squares.
No. John Russell in Long Island sells the yellow ones really well.
So can I tell a Benjamin story real quick?
Go ahead.
So for those of you who don't know, Benjamin, the man who runs Semino Goddard, the pocket square and leather company that Lewis reps.
Luxury accessories.
Luxury accessories. By far the best pocket squares out there on the market. And they're wonderful. Jeff Nicholson, if you're listening to this, you have great pocket squares too. They absolutely body you. I'm just going to say this. But
he makes great ties, though.
He does. The Rad Trads, those are amazing. If you guys are checking out our shops, yes, you definitely need to check them out. So I show up to an appointment. I can't remember when this was. I think this was either late 2022 or early mid 2023. I show up to my appointment, and this is when Kirby Allison was repping the brand. So he's sitting down and he's finishing this order, and Benjamin is a very excitable guy, and he's expressive, and he's like, "It is so good to see you, my friend." And he, like, gives you a kiss on each cheek and gives you a hug, and he's like, "Good to see you. How is your family?" and everything like that. Awful French accent, Benjamin. I love you. I appreciate that. I did not mean to offend with that accent. So I've never seen him like seething mad. He's standing there with this most flat, angry face, and he's just like giving this fake kind of smile and chuckle to this person. And I don't even remember what store she was from, but she's like, "Oh my gosh, these are so great," and everything like that. And Kirby's sitting there writing the order, and he's like, I just see him like smoke is almost coming out of his ears, and I'm like, is everything okay? And he starts pacing within the booth, which is pacing. It's 2 steps, and you're at the end of the booth. It's not that much, and he starts just like rubbing his hands through his hair, and he's just doing this because he's so mad. And I'm like, Benjamin, what's going on? And he's like, she does not understand our brand. She does not understand this. I'm like, what do you mean? All she buys is the white freaking pocket squares, and she does not understand what we do. She does not understand passions that we put into this, and I'm going to close her account. And Kirby's like, she just bought like, I can't remember the number, but it was a lot of pocket squares, and it was white and different mixtures and stuff like that. But it was a lot, and he's like, she does not get it. She does not understand the DNAs to be put into the passion. She gets the wet freaking pocket squares. I don't care. Shut her account down. I am never selling to them again. He got so mad at the fact that she was only buying white pocket squares from him, and I'm trying also not to laugh, but also going, okay, so I know whenever I have to order something, get a few white pocket squares. And I remember in the appointment, he's showing me like a blue or like a green check or something. I'm like, I think I like the green check. And I'm like looking up to Benjamin, just like, you like that? And he's like, this is a great pocket square. I was like, okay, go ahead and add that one to the order. Because I was so scared he was going to, because we sell a ton of white pocket squares. But I was so worried that he was going to like close our account because we bought that.
I mean, you're literally like one order away from getting your account closed.
Okay, sweet.
No.
Well,
I just mean it in a way of like nobody's safe. Like all it takes is one appointment, and it's like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. It's gone. Like he wants to shut down his making stuff with Hermes because he's just like, it's not supporting the brand. And I'm like, you just want to tell Hermes no because it's not supporting the brand?
The balls on these men.
If you're willing to say that to Hermes, nobody's safe. Nobody's a safe enough client. I mean, I'm sure there are. There's people that have been friends with Benjamin for like 20 plus years. So he's definitely got like very strong relationships. But it's just funny sometimes how he'll just like the one time we were talking to him in Pity before I started working for him. And he was just like, yeah, I just stopped selling to Russia. We closed them all. And I was like, you just cut off a whole country? Like, he's like, oh yeah, we were doing big business in Moscow. But it was something Russia was doing. He's like, we don't like it, so we cut them off. I was like,
wasn't that around the same time that Russia invaded Ukraine?
I think it was earlier than that because I don't know when we went to Pity, but it would have been like 2024. Maybe that would have been when? I don't know.
It was.
Might have been then.
It was January 2024 because Emma and I got married in 2023.
Well, I know it was 2024 because then we had Angelo that same year.
Yeah.
But I just don't know when Russia invaded.
I thought. Let me look this up.
Google it.
Okay,
I'm going to say 2023.
When did Russia invade Ukraine? February 24 of 2020. That
February of 2020.
Sorry, 2022. It said an ongoing conflict originally began in 2014 when Russia covertly invaded and annexed the Crimean Peninsula. So it was 2022. So it was still fairly fresh at that point. Like it had only been, only been at like a year or two. And it's 2026 and it's still going on.
Yeah. But I just have mad respect for his just ability to be like, brand is above all else. Yeah. And if I got to cut you off, I'm going to cut you off. Because that's like a similar kind of mindset I try and, like, I don't cut off customers and stuff like that. But with the business it's like, it's all brand and future mindset. Because if I'm too focused on selling the white pocket square to a guy, I'm just worried about today. And today's a big
Yeah.
deal. Like today, there's payroll today. There's advertising today. There's more inventory buy today. There's having to pay myself today. Which you want to sell the white pocket squares. But if you want to be someone who's known for the long haul, you got to put brand first. And I will give my hat to Benjamin. He is sold out for his brand. Have you ever like heard like his story on how he bought it?
I haven't. Back at it with the random soup.
I'm not going to try and share it here because I'm definitely going to butcher it. But
summarize it the best you can.
It was a family business that he took over. But essentially when he bought it from his uncle, like nobody in his family believed that he could turn it into a successful business. Like he was 100% on his own trying to make this work. And he tells the stories about him coming over to America for the first time and like getting his first meeting at, it was either Saks or Barney's. And he just kind of just like walked up to the offices and was like, hey, I'm here to like have an appointment. And he had to like catch a train and then catch a cab, but then the cab took him to the wrong spot and then the train was late and like he had to like walk like 4 miles to get to the appointment and all of this crazy stuff. And like every year he just kept at it and at it and at it. And it's just like such an inspirational story. But yeah, next time you see him, you'll have to ask him the story on it because he's much better at telling it than I am.
And that goes back to, I mean, in our industry, you'd much rather work with someone who you call them a partner. Like that's why in our industry or in our shop specifically, we don't use the term customer, we use client. And there's more weight to that, and it just has a bit more. I don't know. There's just some more weight to that specific word, and like we're an account with anybody. I mean, we still have an account with Peter Millar. We haven't ordered from them in a long time. Good brand. I mean, they sell like good products, but again, if they knew that they could open an account to a new shop that opened up right across the street from us, I truly believe that they would. They're so big, they don't necessarily care about us. So we're not necessarily a partner. But with somebody like Benjamin, that's somebody that you would much rather work with that considers you a partner. Like, what makes you win? What makes you win with my product and what makes you lose with my product? For example, with us, I love your belts, and we struggled for a bit with your belts, and then we completely switched it up where we did the Chicago closure and everything was cut to size, and that completely changed our belt business. Luckily, the belt brand that we were working with, they got bought out and they're not really doing good business with us anymore. We just found out that there was a delivery that was supposed to be done in the end of May, and it just landed yesterday.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, and they
I wonder who delayed that shipment.
Yeah, they are one state over, which is kind of dumb.
Okay. Well, Texas is a big state. It's pretty much Egypt.
Yeah.
Texas is. Anyway.
That's why I wanted to move here.
You're a god, Austin.
I am. You are also a god.
God amongst men. Anyways.
We just take a long time to vote here because we have so many gods and goddesses.
Well, it's just hard to get things passed when you have that many gods. Anyways, we are completely throwing off the listener right now. Super deep cut. Meant to be behind the scenes. Maybe I'll cut it out. Podcast clip. Me and Austin were joking about. So, what you said you want to do? Sportswear. It's kind of the goal. What's your philosophy on how you pick the pieces for the store? Are you picking like a subset of customers that you're like, these are our ideal people and we want to build it around them? Do you guys have like a mood board for the shop that you're like, okay, we need to find pieces that fill these holes? Or are you just kind of doing it based off of taste level where you're like, I like this, I don't like that? How do you guys formulate your buy, if you will?
So it really comes down to what's still hanging on the rack, because that goes to show what sold well and what didn't. So we do have a specific taste level, and we try to figure out what we've heard from people, and a lot what we've heard from people. I mean, we've already been doing this the past couple seasons. We've been cutting a lot of synthetics out. So with our polos, we're getting more into higher cotton bases, maybe a kind of a dressier knit, like a fine knit merino wool, things like that. When we're going into market, we're trying to figure out, what people are liking and what they don't, but also with what we are comfortable and passionate and what we want to sell. So in regards to right now, what we are resonating with is, again, we're cutting out as much polyester as possible, but things that are like, the fun, funky polo prints, like guys are going to get that at their golf course at the pro shop.
Yep.
And they're not going to get that from us, which is fine. And honestly, that saves us a lot of money too. And so we'll have a few of them, but we're getting a little bit more sophisticated with our taste, and we are getting a bit more, selective in what we want to sell and a specific price point. Yeah, some things are getting more expensive, but we don't want to go too far where it's like we're alienating our base, where they're going, it's how much for a pair of jeans? Like, why would you sell me a $400 pair of jeans? Well,
yeah,
here's the reason why. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like most of my buying has always been taste level, but built around, because a lot of the business is kind of hand in hand with my own personal style.
Yep.
So I try and use that as my basis for the business. So when I go into the day, like, okay, what is a primo guy going to do in such and such a season? So we're going into spring and summer this fall. That's what we're going to be buying for. So come next fall, what would me or the primo guy, the kind of archetype of our brand, what would he wear to the park? What would he wear to church? What would he wear here? Or what would I like him to wear here, and here?
Yeah.
And then from there, which I need to do a much better job of, is collecting what I like, putting it out on a mood board, and then self-selecting things. A lot of the times I get too focused in on, I like this, and I like this, and I like these pieces as individuals. But when it comes into the store, there's not a coherent story with it. Like, oh yeah, he might wear that shirt to the park, but I didn't buy the pants that go with it or the hat that goes with it. I just bought the shirt. And then I bought the jacket that he would probably wear to work, but I didn't buy the dress pants and the dress shirt that he would also wear with it. It's like, they're siloed off, if you will.
Yeah.
So this year I'm going to do the best I can with the time that I have to try and gather all the information and then build out little kind of sub stories for our guys. So it's like, what would he do in a casual environment, semi-formal, formal, and then creative. And that's kind of
what is their lifestyle through the primo view?
Well, and it's even just like, what is their lifestyle, period, because primo is meant to be perceived as a lifestyle. So the guy that is the primo guy isn't trying to adopt the primo view. We're essentially trying to find guys that already have it. I mean, obviously these guys are going to have to adopt it.
Exactly.
But our ideal customer, this is just who he is. Like, this is just like, I didn't even think about wearing this shirt. This is just my favorite shirt, and it's in the closet. Well, how do I make primo his favorite shirt that's just in the closet? But yeah, essentially.
So one thing that I think would be interesting to talk about is, and this is more like a teaser. I mean, we need to wrap this up in the best way possible and leave people wanting more. But when it comes to talking about what you're excited about for fall, I mean, it's July 11th right now. We're recording. It's been 90 plus for probably 10, maybe 20 days straight for us here. So quite hot. So it's kind of hard to consider and think about fall. But what are some things that you're excited about that you've kind of pre-booked, or even going into fall, as we're beginning to kind of finish up, summer here in next month or two?
So, fun thing, I have nothing bought for fall.
Nice. Well, Primo had a nice run.
Yep. It was
and
fun. Well, this is how I do it. I buy things like 1 month into fall for fall, and then I save it for next season. No, I need to sit down over these next couple of weeks going into the show, not only preparing my samples to deliver to people, but also what do I want to, because a lot of my vendors, because they're manufacturing facilities and they're craftsmen, they can make things at once. So it's like, oh, I need to wait, 6 weeks to get it done, but I can make a heavy, chunky fall sweater in 4 weeks. I don't need to pre-plan it. And I prefer to do it that way. If I can get my stuff like a few months beforehand, I much prefer it. Because if I've got to pick something that's going to be what I like come a year from now, like I'm going to have different desires and taste levels and things that I want to do. So I've got to start putting that stuff. I got to start doing a better job planning ahead. But if I can, I like to buy it in the moment. Just because that's how my brain works. But in terms of fall stuff, I would say probably more on a personal note. I'd like to get into more denim. I'd like to really kind of hone in our denim selection if we can, as well as for myself. So we have those Oxford button downs with the roll. I want to try and come up with a way to either find somebody to make a high-rise denim trouser that's like really good. That would be a big one for me. And I think we're going to try and make our in-house shore jackets this year. So our plan is to have 2 runs of those done for September. So.
Okay. Very nice. That's going to be cool to see.
But yeah, what about you?
So I'm more leaning into the more classic menswear pieces, especially with our tailored garments. So I brought in pleated trousers for the first time. It's a single pleat. It's with
Ballon.
Yeah, Ballon. I don't know if it's their 6 East run or not, but they've got a new model called the Mulberry. It's a single pleat, so it's a little fuller through the thigh and a very gentle taper. So it's a very approachable pleat with a side adjuster. So I think we brought it in a flannel, and Rob McCoy is the, I think, national sales manager or something like that. He and I built a good relationship, and he's even he's sending me some free pants, and he's like, I want you to do some content on it. I said, sweet. So I pre-booked a Instagram collaboration I was doing, which I'm pretty excited about.
That's awesome.
So I'm going to be doing that, talking about pleated pants, getting in a little bit more into kind of like some pattern pants, but we're actually stocking a double-breasted for the first time, a double-breasted suit for the first time. So we're choosing we're choosing a black textured suit. It's a slightly, it's not like fully soft. It's just not like a heavy pad. And we designed it in a way that you could take this black jacket, wear it like as a full suit. But you could also take the black jacket and wear it with some gray pants, cool shirt, kind of break it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's not like a twill. It's got like an interesting weave. And then you could, obviously like wear the pants separate or something like that. But we're trying to get our guys into double-breasted, trying to think outside the box a little bit more. And yeah, exactly. And we're going a lot heavier into our Made in America. Went a bit more heavy with sport coats for them. So it'll be interesting to see because I've never pre-booked with them. So I'm very excited for that. So those are some little teasers that I'm going to give any potential clients who are listening right now. Little teasers.
Well, cool. I think that's I think if you're new to the industry, kind of general sentiment, check out the Chicago Collective. We're not being paid for this, but it's one of the best decisions you can make if you're just getting started, or if you're in the business and you haven't been going to the Chicago Collective.
What are you doing?
Just get there. Unless you're selling like beachwear, which they even sell that there, but maybe it's not the move for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this season. I love market. I love Chicago. Mm-hmm. So glad that this is in Chicago because it's just like, again, it's a sartorial pilgrimage, if you will.
Yeah.
It's just like a gritty, gross city with good food.
It is a really good foodie city. I will give them that. What I'm not excited about...
City's disgusting, but
it's also going to be during Lollapalooza, and so trying to get to a bar, trying to find food, whatever, it's just going to be a wreck. So that's what I'm not excited about.
Yeah. Also, stay tuned. We may be announcing a meetup in Chicago if this video comes out before Chicago.
I think we should. Yeah. Maybe just, get one more, get some people interested. Why not?
Well, yeah, we should probably post it before the Mart, but
I'm actually going to write down. We should clip that to tell people about it.
next week. but
Very busy schedule.
very busy.
You don't spell schedule with the C. I was homeschooled. I'm sorry. We both were.
It's an
That's
S,
why we can't spell.
VBS. That schedule is with an S.
I thought it was
BBC
C.
the cloth.
Yeah, I thought you said VBC.
Anyways, we're landing the plane. I'm Lewis from Primo Tailoring, and you are?
A very stupid individual by the name of Austin
No,
Robertson.
you're not. You are a god from Texas, Egypt.
Texas. Second deep cut to that.
2 of them. Maybe we'll overlay that video.
We should. That would be hilarious.
But thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being here. And episode 2 of 2026 in the books. Talk to you later.
See ya. And I'm Austin.
We're going to cut that part.
Dang it.
Does that sound like a good intro? Does that work?
Yeah. I kind of want to
Okay.
keep that goofy part at the end because we are goofy guys.
Yeah,
If you
we'll
think we
leave it
should
in
cut
there.
it, we should cut it.
Less editing. No, I added that to be more goofy to leave in there.
Oh, look at that. But
What up? You're goofy with more gooberness. I'm a goofy goober. You're a goofy goober. I'm going to go see my wife. Haven't seen her in 2 days, so bye.
Wait, they're back now?
Yeah, they came back this evening, actually.
Oh,
So.
I thought they were coming back tomorrow.
I did too, but apparently
Nice.
I'm not a great listener.
Well, we all know that's true.